There is some news around the league, and we'll start with probably the biggest piece of news, and that is that 18-year-old forward Zach Dean is ready to return to the Gatineau Olympique. Was injured at Vegas training camp as he was a first-rounder of the Vegas Golden Knights. 20 points in 23 games last year for the now 18-year-old forward. So very exciting news for Gatineau. Now, the biggest news off the ice, and probably the biggest news coming out of Bathurst this morning, press conference in New Brunswick, that the announcement was that the Titan will be staying in the city of Bathurst. The initial one-year agreement is going to have the city offer a two-part financial grant to the Titan, including an amount of $75,000 from monies raised through the city's accommodations levy. This grant would also be included in the ensuing 5-year agreement. So looks like 1 year guaranteed, and obviously stability with that 5-year plan as well. So very good news coming out of New Brunswick today. QMJHL has released its team of the week. It includes 18-year-old forward Tommy Cormier. Cormier had 8 points in 3 games. The 20-year-old forward Xavier Perron is also there. The Sherbrooke Phoenix forward had 7 points in 3 games. And Elliot Denoyer of the Halifax Mooseheads, 8 points in 3 games. He was also named to the CHL's team of the week. Q's player of the week is also obviously on the CHL team of the week is Vincent Sevigny, the 20-year-old blue liner for the Victoriaville Tigres. He had 8 points in 3 games with a +4 rating. The other player on the team of the week this week is Tyson Hines of the Rimouski Oceanique. The 18-year-old had 4 points in 4 games. The goaltender of the week is Francesco LaPenna of the Drummondville Voltigeurs. He had a record of 1-0-1, a save percentage of .931, and a goals against of .288. Number of suspensions to tell you about is some frisky play in the QMJHL as of late. 19-year-old Rimouski defenseman Jeremy Biaka-Batuka was given a 2-game ban for a check to the head. He's already served 1 game. The veteran defenseman has 4 points in 12 games and is even in the plus-minus ledger. You may recall he actually missed the game against the Eagles with injury, so has had a hard time staying in the lineup. Speaking of having a hard time staying in the lineup, well, guess what? Zachary Leroux is suspended again. And you may recall this was an incident that took place in Cape Breton, a high sticking call. He was given a 5-minute major and was given 4 games as a result of being a repeat offender. Now, the Nashville first-rounder has 17 points in 12 games, but he's found himself suspended on multiple occasions. He's already served 1 game of that suspension. 18-year-old defenseman Felix Poulin of the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada, also a repeat offender for high sticking. He was given 3 games and he's served 1 game. The rookie has 3 assists in 14 games. He will be back by the time the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada visit Cape Breton on November 26th. That's the Eagles' next home game. We're going to talk about that coming up at the second intermission with Vincent Dumois. Some injury notes to tell you about. Of course, we've talked about the Eagles' injuries and Nicolas Girard being out long-term and hopefully back in the month of December. But some other noteworthy injuries around the league. 20-year-old forward Charlie DeFonseca of Drummondville is out 1 to 2 weeks with an upper body injury. He has 11 points in 15 games this year. Rwanda forward import Danil Borash, 10 points in 16 games this year. He is out day-to-day with a lower body injury. Former Eagles draft pick Alexis Bonfant, who was in his 17-year-old season with Shawinigan, is out day-to-day with a lower body injury. He has 4 points in 18 games. You may recall that he scored for Shawinigan when the Cataracts played the Eagles in Shawinigan not long ago. And 18-year-old Val-d'Or forward Zachael Turgeon also out for an unknown amount of time with a lower body injury. He has 4 points in 14 games. That is your news from around the QMJHL.